And welcome back to part 4 of What Master Roshi had done to Goku. Last time on the Dragon Ball Z What If, we basically ended the Dragon Ball saga. Now we're going into Dragon Ball Z. Now where we ended up is that basically thanks to training with Kami for a good 3 years, Goku and Roshi are leagues beyond any one of the Z fighters at this time. Goku, I believe I had at 9,500, Roshi around 8,300. They also both learned the ability to fly, and Goku has been training with accessing, the Ozara form's power without needing to, go to actual grade 8 without transforming, aka Kari form. He hadn't mastered it at that point, but he is getting close, and I'm just adjusting real quick. There we go. He is getting close to it. So we cut now to the 5-year time skip between when Raditz shows up and the Dragon Ball saga ending. Now, as I stated, Goku does not get married to Chi-Chi. He doesn't. He pretty much acknowledges, thanks to being around Roshi surprisingly very long, while Goku is not a pervert, at least in Roshi's sense, he does have a better idea of what he kind of just wants in a partner. And as, strong-willed as Chi-Chi is, and he definitely appreciates that, she's just too high maintenance. She's a little self-absorbed. And the best way I put it was, she has expectations of people that are unrealistic, knowing the people she's dealing with. And Goku doesn't get that mean. He does say, maybe we should just be friends. Chi-Chi is very upset about this, obviously. But, I mean, she goes home and, just sulks. But Goku then, so what does Goku do? Does he get married? Does he marry? First off, I have someone says, oh, you should have him get with Launch. You realize Launch is like twice his age, right? When they meet minimum. Like, she's a good decade older than he is. That kind of grody, dude. Not gonna lie, that kind of grody. But no, and there's other, characters out there too. Honestly, I think Goku is just fine being single for the time. And the thing is, he still lives at the Kame's place, but, going to Kami's place, occasionally to train over the next 5 years between, the island, Kami's place, him going out in the world and training. He gets he's getting a lot of, training in to up his own abilities. Krillin also lives at Kame's place, Roshi's place, just because we know he was living there in canon. That's where he lived. So he did train when he could. He was like 201, I think was the power. And Roshi obviously keeps training as well. Tien is also training a bit more. Obviously, their relationship is good. It's not as good as it was, but it is good. And because of how strong Grogu go Super Saiyan. Super Saiyan Grogu would be adorable. But given how strong Goku, Roshi are, and how strong Krillin will actually end up getting, we'll talk about that in a little bit. I think Tien by nature will be a bit stronger too. Power level wise, I see him at around 300 versus 250. He's not getting the training that Krillin's getting, fortunately. Now, as I said, Goku, Roshi, and Krillin do rotate between, the island and Kami's place to train. Kami's place makes for a good training spot. Krillin does learn how to fly on his own as well, thanks to training with Kami and Popo. So where does that leave them? Well, it all depends on how you look at what training they're doing. For me, Roshi's going to be, they're all going to be doing like the basic, just improving yourself training, but specifically, like that specific types of training they're doing, Roshi's going to be focusing on using his full power for just longer extents of time. Yes, he's got a more youthful body, so he can just maintain that longer, but still, it's just one of those things where his body just can't take it for, extreme amounts of time. Even with the training he did in Super, he still couldn't maintain that for a huge amount of time. So I'm going to say, let's start with Roshi. And then we'll go to Krillin, and then we'll go to Goku, because Goku's our lead here. Let's start with Roshi. Roshi his base power doesn't jump over the 5 years a huge amount, but I do think he evens out at about 10,000. His full power with his full release is close to 40,000, I'd say. Because Roshi's power seems to be like leagues beyond like his base form. His full power seems to be just massive. And I'd say like around 40,000 as full power is reasonable. And I'd say he could probably maintain it for about a half hour. Now that might not sound like a long time, But in the span of an actual fight, like so much of that stuff you see in Dragon Ball is happening like within seconds. Like the whole tournament of power takes place only within 48. I think it's 48 minutes. Yeah. So all that stuff is happening so supremely fast that we don't seem to register how long it's actually happening. So I think 30 minutes is actually a pretty, reasonable amount of time. But by the time Roshi's done training, he'll be able to hold it long enough that time's not going to matter. Once he gets about an hour, I'm going to stop referencing it. But yeah, so his full power is close to 40,000. His base power is 10,000. Krillin is very interesting because Krillin gets to train on the lookout a lot with Goku and Roshi and Popo and like the pendulum room, things along those lines. So, and he gets to learn to fly. Now we know from the Raditz to the Saiyan Saga, he went from 201 to a base power of like 1200, and when he used it like a full energy blast went to like the 1700, but that was suppressed. So, and then we go into the Namek Saga. It's documented at 1500. My guess is his power is 1500 at that point. So that means his power nearly went 8 times. So he went 7 times. Over 5 years, I'd actually be willing to give him a full of training with Goku and Raditz, or Goku and Roshi, because I'm kind of going all over the place in my sentence structure here. I'd be willing to go almost the full 10, but the thing is, they're not training for anything specific. They were training to take on incoming warriors. Here, they're more training for self-improvement. Granted, he's got huge, barriers to climb with Roshi and Goku, so he does have that benefit. So I will still give him. I think giving him the full 10 is actually reasonable. I think so. That puts him roughly around. Let's just even out for 2,000. Then you have Goku. Now Goku I already had at 9,500. Goku's training would consist mostly of, and we're almost at the 10-minute mark. I haven't really gotten to the actual story. We will though. Don't worry. It will consist, again, of self-improvement and all that, but particularly trying to master, Zoro in base, which over 5 years, he eventually does access his Akari form. In base, I'm still thinking Goku is closer to about 15,000. He's easily 50% stronger than Roshi in Roshi's base. Full power, obviously, Roshi would beat his base, but obviously using Akari, he beats Roshi. So with that's all said and done, we cut over to when Raditz shows up. Now, Raditz shows up, kills the farmer, and he's looking for power levels. All the guys, E-fighters, keep their power levels suppressed, basically. So, nothing is, standing up, but the biggest powers you see are towards Kame's place. Goku, Krillin, and Roshi, they're all just, hey, how you doing? It's like, oh, Roshi, Goku, Krillin, you're looking so good. I haven't seen you in a while. Now, obviously, Goku and them still go and visit every now and then, but it's probably been a while. Tien's even there. You're looking well, Goku. It's like, thanks. You're looking pretty good too, Tien. You've been training with. Of course. I consider you a rival. I expect nothing less than the best out of you. Well, maybe we should have a go then. Like, come on, Goku. You know you're gonna totally whip his butt. Oh, is that right? By the way, yeah, that's my Emperor's Krillin voice. If you haven't heard that before, I could do normal Krillin. Say, come on, Goku. You know you could totally beat his butt. It's like, yeah, and, once again, Bulma's looking over Goku, just like, wow, he really grew up nice. And, at this point, I'm pretty sure Yamcha and Bulma they were together, but I get the impression there might be some animosity there. There's just something about the relationship, even from the get, that seems off. So, they're talking, and they're just laughing. All of a sudden, they sense a power comes. Like, whoa, you feel that? It's like, I do. It's like, Goku, you feel that incoming? I do, Dad. It's like, it's a pretty high power level. Tien is like, I've never sensed anything quite like this. Now, to be fair, I imagine he could sense power levels around time. But Goku and Roshi, they probably never went full out in the tournament just for the sake of saving the ring. But Goku ultimately did still win. But, he realized that Krillin and Goku and Roshi that was a bad sentence. Krillin, Roshi, and Goku aren't really that worried. They're more just, trying to figure out, what is this power? So perhaps they've gotten strong enough to take on something like this. I know I'm not. How strong exactly do they get? And then all of a sudden, I finally found you, Kakarot! What are you doing, breaking bread with the natives? What happened to your mission? Don't you remember who you are? It's like, yeah, I'm Goku, and who are you? And then he notices Raditz still like, wait. And then Goku says like, you're like me, of course. Don't you what, did you hit your head as a child? Well, more like I kind of knocked him out as a kid. He was kind of rambunctious when I first found him. It's like, well, yeah, oh, this is Roshi. He's my father. It's like, what? He's not our father. Our father was Bardock. He was a great scientist and a powerful warrior. What has happened to you, Kakarot? Why do you keep calling me Kakarot? It's like, and Raz explains, like, we aren't human. Yeah, I kind of knew that part. It's like, well, let me finish, damn it. We are part of a great warrior race of near extinct, the Saiyans. It was your mission to conquer this planet for our benefactor, Frieza. You know, we are I am one of only a handful of Saiyans left. With you, there are only 4 known Saiyans left, Kakarot. Why haven't you done what you needed to? We're warriors. We're conquerors. It's like, wow, why would I want to conquer anything? I've got friends. I've got family. I'm perfectly fine. It's like, you bloody fool. It's like, what is wrong with you? You are no Saiyan. And then finally he's like, let me handle this, Goku. And Krillin walks up, and, Raditz takes a check out his power. It's suppressed. I'm imagining Krillin's power is somewhere in the neighborhood of, like, 500. Suppressed. We know his power is 2,000, so he actually can whip Raditz's butt without too much difficulty. Raditz will still give him a good fight. Because Raditz's full power is 1,500. Is that right? Now look, you say it's really all touching that you're Goku's long lost brother, but we really don't have time for this. So why don't you just go on and shoot, will I? And then boom, just smacks Krillin like he does. Krillin goes through the house like, my damn wall. What is it? Oh, you are gonna pay for that. It's like, and then Krillin just gets out. It's like, ow, that didn't. All right, buddy, you want to go? Oh, seems the little Earthling is a bit stronger than I intended, than I thought. Very well, Baldy. You want to go? That's fine. And Goku and Roshi's like, we really should step in, Goku. It's like, yeah, I mean, he is my brother, I guess, but he seems like kind of a jerk. So, besides, Krillin really needs a good fight. He hasn't been able to really stretch himself against us. We're just too strong for him. And, Krillin in face up. Krillin, obviously, his full power is suppressed similar to Goku with his training clothes, weighted training clothes. We know Krillin wears those too. Or at least he wears the same style as Goku. We don't know if they're weighted. I assume they are. But, because let's not do it here. Why don't we take this somewhere else? Fine by me. Where would you like? And, there's a little wasteland over a few miles this way. And and everyone just kind of like flies over. Bulma's, in the craft. And, they square off. And I'd say Krillin goes about 50%. He's like, 50%. You're clearly hiding your power there, boy. Show me what you've got. Fine, I'll give you a sneak peek. And he powers up, and he's about even with Raditz's base. And Raditz scours like, what, 1,200? He's as strong as I am right now. You ready? And then they clash, and Raditz is on the back burner because even though Raditz is a warrior, Krillin is a fighter. He's a true martial artist. I think he's just honestly. There's a great. Sidetracking real quick, but it does play into this. There was a good list I read a while back of why Vegeta can never surpass Goku. Some of the reasons were a bit weird, but some of them made a lot of sense and were actually well thought. And one of them I really liked. It's that Goku's a duelist versus Vegeta, who's a soldier. What I mean by that is a soldier is just trained to fight, do what they need to. They don't need any real finesse or anything. They just need to win. A duelist is about finesse, style, technique. Now, a soldier can have these things, certainly. But that is the clear difference of why Goku was raised on formal duels. So that's why he's just a naturally better fighter than Vegeta really is. When you really break it down, Vegeta's clearly got a fighting style, but he's not a martial artist. Whereas Goku is Piccolo are martial artists. Krillin's a martial artist. Vegeta does have a fighting style. He's not a brawler, but it's not a martial arts fight style. It's more of a formal training style they had as a soldier. Anyway, Krillin is they're going toe-to-toe, and Krillin's taking the edge. Rad's like, fine, you want to show your power, I'll show mine. And, he powers up. He's starting to push Krillin back. He's like, all right. And, Krillin gets blasted into this. Okay, Rad's a bit hums. See, well, I must admit, I didn't think the beings on this planet were so strong. And so, tell me, you want to go next, old timers? Old timer, can't you see him? Well, you're barely older than I am. It's like, I'm barely older than you are. It's like, well, technically, shut up, Goku. Besides, your fight's not done, boy. It's like, what do you mean my fight's not? And then the scouter picks up again. Krillin takes off his wing training clones and just goes full power. It's like, what? What is it? It's still climbing? 2,000? Krillin just, and just gut checks Rad. And just, and, they just starts beating on Rad's end. Kame! Keep your eyes on the birdie! And then they clash attacks. Just boom, Raditz is just huffing. Krillin's tired, but he's still able to fight. It's like, I will kill you! And because of the Saiyan Rage boost, he does briefly overtake Krillin. Goku can sense this, though, and so can Roshi. He's like, Goku, I got it. And it's like, and Krillin's like, it's like, boom, Goku just, boom, bitch smacks that away. Just, what? That's enough, Reds. Take it easy. We don't need any of this. What? How are you? How did you? And because first, it's like, how is this bald Earthling stronger than me? And B, Kakarot just swiped my attack away with no effort. So it's like, that's enough, Reds. Look, it's great to know I have family out there, but if this is how my family acts, I don't want to be associated with you or these other Saiyans. So I'm going to give you this chance. Leave now and never come back. I don't want to have to. And if I don't, what are you going to do? And the Goku's just like, hold his hand up. It's like, you really want to test that? Because remember, Goku was raised by Roshi, and similar to like what happened when he was raised by Kami. While Goku doesn't like to hurt people in the just traditional sense or kill someone, he's not opposed to doing it when he knows there's a serious threat posed. So Rad's just like, this isn't over. And, he calls his chef. He's like, this isn't over, Kakarot. I swear, we will be back. Your powers have been recorded in my scouter. And, he did briefly get a blip off of Goku. It wasn't in Goku's full power, but he got full blip of like 8,000. Goku was using nearly half his strength, but, that's why he's able to just do away, no problem. Then did you get that? It's like, yes, we got it. Yes, we got it, Raditz. We got the fact that you lost to your little brother. But still, power level of 8,000 is no joke. Very few in this universe can muster up powers that impressive or greater. Perhaps we should be paying a visit then. And, wait, what was that? Like, those are the other two Saiyans, and their powers dwarf mine, Kakarot. What are you going to do then? What are you going to do when they show up? And Rad's now just kind of like, sometimes Rad's like, oh, maybe we can win. And other times he's kind of just like, oh, nope, defiant. And here's being a little bit more defiant. But then Goku just gives him cold. He's like, then we'll just beat them too. It's like, how you think you can win? What? Nappa alone is 3 times stronger than I am, and Vegeta is. It's like, I don't care. It's like, he's 9 times stronger. It's like, yeah, I don't care. We'll just train and get stronger, no matter what. Besides, if we're strong, you say, I want a shot at these guys. It's like, seriously, Goku, every bad guy we go up against, you want a shot at. Someone might think you have a problem, boy. Oh, come on. It's like, you don't understand. There's the Saiyan elites. Vegeta's power is 18,000. Your power might be impressive, Kakarot, but it's nothing compared to just like, really? Oh, well, how about this? And he just powers up to his full power. It's 15,000. And it's like, oh, and then let's not forget mine. He powers up 10,000. And then Roshi's just like, oh, there's also this. And he just kind of shows up. Boom! It's like 40,000. Like a near 40. Let's just say 40 for a second, even numbers. 40,000! And then there's also this. If you think I still can't beat him. And he powers up and shows off Akari for the first ever, and everyone's kind of just set, and just the Scouter blew up at Roshi's, and Raditz is like, he can't sense the power, but he can feel it. It's like, do you feel that? It's like, I taste that. Go on. Yeah, he can somehow feels like this. It dwarfs even the old man. Just what? How could you have gotten so strong? It's like, easy. I found something. And then Goku just looks at me. It's easy, Raditz. The reason I got this strong, and it's because I found something worth fighting for, friends, family, and to just improve myself. He's just beyond, beyond comprehension. Fighting for others, preposterous. Well, we still got to figure out something to do with you, don't you? I could seal him away with a Mafaba. What? Seal me away? True, but there's no way he can even beat Krillin. So, what are we gonna do? Now, keep in mind, because Rad's got his shit kicked in, he is gonna get a bit of a Zenkai. I'd actually put him on par with Krillin for his full Zenkai, so around 2,000. But because Krillin's gonna be training for the Saiyans coming up, he is gonna get stronger. All the Z fighters are. And basically, it's like, we'll basically just keep an eye on you for now, brother. You try to go out of line, it's going to be one of two things: sealed away pretty much for eternity, or the other thing. And Goku's like, and believe me, you don't want the other thing. Get my somewhat canon Goku voice going, and say, well, looks like we gotta get down to business to defeat Saiyans. But I don't think I'm ready. Shut up, you nerd. Anyway, so that's where we're leaving it, where it's like, okay, we'll leave Rad's alive. We'll just have someone keep tabs on him. Worst case scenario, if he tries to, book it, we said it's like, we're either going to kill you or seal you. Better make up your mind. But anyway, that is where we're leaving part 4. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, if you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. I just would win. Star Wars, Superior Magic, what if, anything new to the channel. Put that in the comments below. Let me know. I'll get to that at some point. Hit that bell if you want to be notified. And I'll catch you folks later. I'm going to pre-record my what if for tomorrow, and then I'm going to be done with the what ifs for the week of what ifs. So thanks for watching. See you later.